Buenos dias, mi gente. I'm making the coffee right now, but while I wait, I wanted to talk about my 9 streams of income as an artist and creative. I do appreciate making these videos early morning. I feel like I'm a lot more energetic than I used to be when I would stay up late and making them. So if you're a late night owl like me, I would highly recommend trying to train yourself and changing your schedule to waking up early so you're far more productive in the morning and you're not dragging your feet at night. I'm kind of switching gears here a little bit. Today, I wanted to talk about my 9 streams of income, sharing with you guys what it takes to be an independent artist, at least coming from my vantage point. Sometimes what you see in front of you is only 10% of the reality of what people are going through and what they're actually dealing with and what is really being captured. So I don't want you to get the wrong impression, but at the same time, I want you to see the multiple possibilities that there are as an artist, as a creative, so that you're not hindering yourself by putting yourself in a box thinking that there's only one form or fashion to make a living out of your creativity and, more importantly, to support your artistry. You don't have to sign, you don't have to go with a big record label to really earn a decent living and to have that creative freedom that we often desire as creatives. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the 3 categories of income: earned income, passive income, and portfolio income. And I'll talk about why that is important in just a moment. The streams of income that I'm going to talk about, so those are the 3 categories of income. I think I said that right. The streams that I'm going to be talking about are practically all earned income, okay? So my goal is to get from earned income to passive and portfolio income. Earned income is when you are trading your time for money. Basically, if you are charging an hourly rate to produce a service or produce a product, technically is earned income. When you have passive income, you may set the infrastructure up in the beginning, like for example, a rental property. You may set up that rental property in the beginning by purchasing it, by taking on the debt and or paying cash for it, leveraging finances, whatever way you decide to go about that. You rent that out to a tenant. Perhaps you have a property manager that manages the property, and every single month, basically with you doing little to no work, you get that income coming in. There's a lot of benefits to rental properties. There's a lot of benefits to getting and acquiring your money through that in terms of tax benefits and whatnot, but I won't get into that in this video. And then there's portfolio income when you invest in the stock market, perhaps your 401k, things like that, where you're earning income on your portfolio, be it through dividends, etc. When you start your career as a creative, when you start making a little bit of money through your creative services, you can start investing in yourself through education, leveling up, charging more, and then eventually putting that money away into a savings account, an investment account, and then building up so that you can eventually get to the passive and the portfolio income. For me, I'm kind of at the beginning stages of that. So the 9 streams of income that I'm currently dealing with right now are, number 1, my main job. This is where I've been for the past 6.5 years. I've talked about this with other mentors and peers who basically say this: before you leave your main job, try to at least have 6 to 12 months worth of income saved up. In the case or event you can't land a client, or maybe you have a season where there's a lull in your industry, you have that money as a reserve to make sure that you can pay your bills. Another thing to consider is that you may want to reduce your overhead, meaning that you are reducing the money that goes out every single month by reducing your debts. Really, that's what it comes down to, and or reducing your lifestyle. If you're exuberantly paying for VIP sections at the club and you're ordering Uber Eats every other meal, perhaps you have expensive taste and you like luxury goods and you're buying Gucci this, Gucci that, you are increasing your overhead by lifestyle inflation, and therefore you're not allowing yourself that breathing room and that wiggle room so that when that money comes in, you don't have that surplus to save. Of course, paying off debt, that is a killer. Student loan debt, oh my gosh, I won't even get into that, but it strains relationships, it strains finances, families, etc. So if you can take care of credit card debt, high interest rate debt, lowering your expenses through those means will be beneficial, so that eventually if you have the desire to leave your main job for whatever reason, you can. For me, I'm not in that position. And then number 2, benefits. In the state of Florida where I reside, medical benefits are super expensive. They can get super expensive, and so for me, having really good insurance and having stability through my job are the reasons why I do have that main job. Now, I appreciate what I do. I really enjoy learning learning through my job. It's not anything related to the creative services industries. I'm very fortunate to be able to work from home, so I have a lot more flexibility than if I had to commute an hour and a half or whatever to try to earn my paycheck and then come back home and take care of the family, etc. I have that advantage, so that's huge. My second stream of income is NTS Media. Now, NTS Media is my business. I do have a side business. It is registered with the state. I recently incorporated for various reasons, and I won't get into why you should or shouldn't incorporate, but it is my own business. I am a single owner LLC, but I do have 1 to 2 people that I can tap on their shoulders who have their own kind of creative endeavors, and they will provide support. So I do have that infrastructure and that network. I serve between 4 to 5 clients. Now, the crazy part about this, guys, is that all of the skills that I use with NTS Media, I learned through my own experiences as an artist. As an artist, I learned graphic design, videography, digital marketing, and I started like talent stacking because I couldn't hire out, right? And that's the point I wanted to share with you guys. I couldn't hire out. I did not have finances to hire everyone out every single time, so I started to learn this stuff. I got pretty good at it, eventually to the point where I could offer my services to others who were willing to pay for it, and then eventually in the process also continue to learn and get better and serve my clients better, and then eventually take that and apply it to my own endeavors. So that's what's crazy about that. Now, NTS Media, it does range. My income does range, so it's not a steady paycheck like my main job, but sometimes it's actually more than my main job, and that's huge. The third stream of income for me is sponsorships. I've obviously been partnering up with DistroKid, who I wanted to talk about in this video here in just a moment, for several months now. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. They were actually my first sponsors when I started really going hard on YouTube as much as I could with my life circumstances, and they reached out to me. At first I thought it was spam because I didn't really think anybody would reach out to me for sponsorship. It wasn't spam, it was real. I responded back, and so even to this day I will respond back to any inquiry so long as it seems even halfway legitimate. But I built a great relationship with DistroKid, and that has also given me the opportunity to grow as an artist, to reinvest that money back into my brand, into my channel, into my music. I have been receiving more correspondence from other brands. One that I recently landed was Dell Computers, and they reached out to me for a small business campaign, which is awesome. I've received a couple other emails here and there, nothing secured, but I'm very fortunate to have that as an opportunity that seems to be increasing. I'm hoping that I can continue leveraging that moving forward. The fourth stream of income is through music. So now I'm going to go ahead and get to the music side of things. So music performances, I'm going to count that as a separate one. Through the pandemic, I didn't perform. I didn't go out to events. I have twin girls. I have a son who's under the age of 4, my wife, and then I have my in-laws who are, when we're at high risk. So for me, it was very important to try to be as conservative as I could, and not expose myself and listen to, the recommendations by the medical professionals. So for me, I did not go out and perform. On a normal year, I may have anywhere between 3 to 6 performances that year, paid performances that year. It's not a lot, but it is some income. And then from there, I typically try to offset some of the costs associated by selling merch, by producing content. Time away from family, I consider a cost, right? So producing content, taking, videos, etc. Maybe even recording new music with the people that I'm going to be performing with, which is usually my group Foundation that I've been a part of for a couple years now. So that is another stream of income, performances. Fifth is my music stream, so royalties. And I'm going to include licensing in there since that's recently been a game changer for us. In my last video, I talked about hitting 100,000 videos on TikTok, and we did receive a payment from TikTok. It opened up a new world to me personally in learning more about licensing. Now, that's the only licensing that opportunity that I've personally landed. I do work with some other guys that have had other placements in TV shows, and there's opportunities there with licensing, and obviously there's opportunities there for streaming. Now, I would highly recommend, and this is where DistroKid comes in, you open up a DistroKid page if you are an artist. Save your money. Don't overpay for distribution. Save your money. Use my link down below, distrokid.com/VIP/Nico Santana for 7% off your first year's annual membership plan. Now, the base plan includes unlimited distribution, a lot of goodies that you could utilize towards your marketing campaigns. Yeah, there's just a lot of really neat stuff on there. You can even sync your lyrics to Instagram and Apple Music. So there's just a lot of benefits to DistroKid artists. But one of the benefits is that it allows you to share your music on TikTok. If I was getting started, I would wait a little bit before entering the licensing game, but start getting into the habit of releasing music, start getting into the habit of creating that consistency. And then once you start releasing music on a more consistent cadence and getting feedback, increasing your level of quality, then I would enter into licensing. And you can do that through Songtrader. I'll link them below. And just like DistroKid has really been a huge game changer for me personally, because I was able to save the money that I wasn't spending on excessive distribution fees to market my music. Songtrader allowed me to enter into the licensing game without really knowing a whole lot of things. And so open up a Songtrader account, definitely open up a DistroKid account at the bare minimum, and once you start gaining a little bit of momentum, you already have your music distributed through DistroKid to all the major platforms. So that's another way to get income, and that's what I get. I get streaming income, so royalties, and I get licensing income. My sixth stream of income is YouTube Adsense. Now, YouTube Adsense changes a lot. Policies change. That pays every 6 months for me. I really don't get a lot of money from that. Affiliates. So I do have affiliate links. If you go down to my description, I do have an Amazon shop where I share with you guys all the equipment that I'm currently using. So if you're ever interested in learning more about the equipment side of things, that's what I use. And those are affiliates. So I do get a little bit of commission anytime that you purchase through my Amazon shop. I believe it's similar to the Amazon affiliate program, but this is the Amazon influencer program, which gives you a little bit more of that social media type of feel when you go to the shop versus just, sending people to a direct link to the product. So there is a little bit of a commission there, and I do have an affiliate link that I've been using before getting sponsored through DistroKid on pretty much every single one of my videos. I won't share anything that I don't feel is useful or helpful, and therefore I don't have a ton of affiliate links, but I do get a little bit of income from that. The eighth is merch. So like I said, if I go to shows or whatever, we'll do a batch print of some merch, but because of the pandemic, we haven't really been doing that. I haven't really been doing that. So I do run a print on demand store. Now, some people are against that, some people are for it. For me, I don't want to invest a lot of my capital up front for it. I don't invest a lot of my time into it, but I do help run that for a group, and I am a part of that group. Therefore, there is some residual income that we get from that, whether directly or indirectly, meaning whether I pay myself or whether we benefit as a whole from that. So I do count that, and we'll get 1 or 2 sales a month. It's nothing crazy. The overhead is a little high, so the profit that we take home is anywhere between 10 to 15% max, and it really isn't a lot, but it's something, and therefore I'm counting it. And the last thing is selling online. So it kind of goes along the merch lines, but we do sell online. So my wife and I, we do have an eBay account. We have Facebook Marketplace. We've used a couple other apps to sell locally. So we try to look through whatever we have, and we're kind of trying to adapt like a little bit of a minimal approach to our consumption of material goods, because for me, I know I've struggled with acquiring, getting those new pair of sneakers, getting that, the clothes, the this, the that. And so purging is important for us. It's important for me. It's important just to make sure that I have a clean space, that it's not over cluttered, that I'm not using more than I need, that I'm not consuming. And this is kind of a mindset thing too, right? That I'm not consuming more than I produce. And being able to sell stuff online is huge, because you get to learn about the consumer demand versus supply. You get to learn about customer service. So there's a lot of benefits to that. But of course, one of the other benefits is that you get to earn a little bit of money on stuff that would have otherwise been sitting in your closet and you wouldn't have used. So those are my 9 streams of income. As you can see, some fluctuate, some are consistent, some are a lot, some are a little. All of these are earned income for the most part. I would say that the Shopify store, the print on demand, is a little bit less time consuming. It's a little bit more passive, but the less I'm involved in it, typically the less we earn through that store. So just an FYI. So hopefully this video was helpful to you guys in expanding your worldview as an independent creative, as an independent artist, on how you can make a decent living or increase your streams of income. A major caveat to that is I would personally start with 1 to 2 streams of income, get really good at those, continuing to learn your skills, hard and soft skills, and then from there expanding into other areas. I've definitely spread myself too thin in many occasions before, and not spent enough time in one main stream of income where it could have potentially affected that stream of income. So if there's one main, like your job or whatever stream of income that you have, make sure that you're still paying your due diligence, make sure that you're still taking care of what you need to take care of there before you jump into another one. So just an FYI, make sure that whatever you're getting into, if you like it, if you seem remotely interested in it, go ahead and continue developing that skill, that talent, and then you can eventually monetize it. It may take some time, it may take years before you can actually monetize it, but at least you love it enough to not give up on it. Versus if you just get into something just for the money and the money doesn't come in, and that's the motivator, you're not going to do it and it's not going to be consistent. So that's my video. If you have any more ideas on additional income ideas for creatives and for artists, I want you to comment down in the comment section below. If you found this helpful, please go ahead and give it a like and share it with a friend. And I do videos like this. I share my music, behind the scenes, all that good stuff. But if you want to see more of this type of content, let me know. Subscribe to the channel as always, and hasta la próxima, mi gente. Peace.